Boat Security and Safety Association, James Ensor.
Mayor, Leanne, councillors and our local councillor from Littleton, Andrew Turner. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the boat safety professional team, especially Paula Smith and Anne Jolliffe. They've been a huge help to our group. Also Andrew Wild and Amy Hart from the Littleton Service Centre, and Shirley for the communications link, which has been really vital. I'm James Ensor, and Roger Allen beside me here, working on behalf of boat safety, and we support our submission, and we'd like to make the following comments, and Roger Allen's got some background information he's going to give you in regards to supporting our submission. Yeah.
It's on the screen up there, but since the formation of Naval Point Club in 2001, its activities have become increasingly diverse. Safety improvements have not been a major focus. In response to this, the Boat Safety Group was formed in partnership with the Littleton Mount Herbert Community Board of the CCC. Many of the members of this group are highly qualified professionals. One of the members did a critique on the proposed plans, which were forwarded to the City Council planning team. When the safety proposals are completed, the berths at Magazine Bay could be restored and revenue from them could be used to fund operational expenses of the improvements. Breakwaters are the first safety priority. The cruise ship berth at Naval Point, as identified in our submission, is not a viable proposition. ECAN also opposes this site.
Our theme is safety concerns at Naval Point boating facility, and we're just going to put a few slides through and show you some of the activities that happen here. This is a event which we would have a lot more of with a lot of juniors, and you can see the area is really well used. The club ramp is used a lot more than what the public ramp is, because it's much more user friendly and safer. Now, the issues we have is small types of boats and big boats, and this little boat is a hand launch type operation, and then we've also got the trailer launch ones, which are very heavy, and we are really concerned about the safety issues with juniors down the bottom of the ramp. We've had 2 issues this last year. We're just going to quickly flick through. This is the support we're giving to the Littleton Community Board for the submissions, and we think this is a real priority to keep this ongoing program going. We've got the funding, which we thank the council very much from last year for 15,000. We got the Gary Tier OCL report, a $100,000 report which he put together for 15,000, which was the money allocated from the council to fund it. And we're really thrilled with that. It identifies all the safety issues, it identifies methods of fixing it, and the costings and things for it as well. We think it's a very well done report, and we appreciate the work Gary T has done for that, a lot of it voluntary, to make it work. Now we're just going to quickly flip through why the safety issues are a real concern, and this is just to give you a bit of an idea what it's like. Just over here. This is the sort of conditions we encounter on quite a regular basis. Just keep them through. Damage created by the conditions in the marina without protection. You can see here, trying to retrieve boats. A day can be starting off really nice, the weather prediction's good, and at the end of the day it ends up far worse than what we expect. We've got the worst facilities in Australia, New Zealand or UK, anywhere in the world, in Christchurch. These are recent photos that have been taken just to give you a bit of a background on why we are so concerned. I've been sailing since 1958 and Roger Allen's been sailing there since 1948. This one's just showing you the difference, a keel boat with a keel, and this one's out getting work done on it, and that's why we want to see the haul-out facilities retained at the club for up to 18 tonne or 40 feet, because the members can do their own work, where if it goes into the inner harbour, which is, we support the Dampier Bay development, but they won't be able to do work because it's in the port confined area, where this, they can do their own maintenance and work and lift the motor out, and it's not going to cost them a fortune to keep it there for a few days to get fixed. And this one as well, to do any work on it, you've got to get a crane to lift the mast on. It's quite a major cost, so being able to keep it in a confined area near the ramp is actually absolutely vital. And as you can see, you can't just take it away. It's got a rudder and a keel and the propeller to drive it, so you know it's a fixture. We're going to have a look at it in a second. The trailer yacht's on a trailer. You can wind the keel up and you can just take it down the road, and it's easy to take it for servicing and things. We've got a lot more trailer yachts in Canterbury than what we have keel boats. And there's the keel you can see underneath. You can just see it in the middle there. That just winds up, and it'll go down 2.1 metres when it's right down. And the mast just folds down. It's easily manoeuvred to pack it up. Just a couple more shots to show you what the sort of conditions are like. Absolutely impossible to try and do. Now we've just got a few other little bits here we just want to very quickly flip through. The plan done by the City Council, this is a discussion document. It's not a public document yet. It's under discussion with the Eric Banks and the team to look at what they think is ideal for the facilities. We've got some plans as well, which there's about 4 plans here, which we'll just very quickly look through to give you an idea. There's a lot of work going on to try and make a good outcome for the community. This is part of Gary Tier's report showing some protection. The small beach in the middle area for juniors to be able to access to and from, and protection for that area with the red and the black breakwaters. And the breakwater would fund that. About $750,000 if there's 100 berths were reinstated and done like they've got at Waikawa a year. So $750,000 you could borrow, $7.5 million, a 10% return you'd get $750,000. So you know, that sort of magnitude, there's good money in it to be made out of this if we get the gear and get it sorted out. And this is the pontoon down the middle, that red strip. It just goes a wee bit to the right, please, and you'll see. Go right a bit with the picture. The pontoon down the middle there, which means it's really, really safe and easy for the juniors to get on and off the water. And that wee piece at the bottom is actually wee concrete slabs. They've got nylon rope through the middle of them, and it fills with sand. So it's got to be in an area where it's protected from the waves and things. Otherwise, the sand will get washed out. And this is the sort of beach they do in the areas where the waves can be up to half a metre, which would be what we'd expect here. But it is really, really manageable. Car park plan. I'm sorry, this one we couldn't get it to go right. I don't know, for some reason it did a bit of a turn, and so next one, please. These are the sort of discussion documents we've had looking at all of the options. And just lift it up a bit higher. You can see it's got, lift the cup of the way up. And this has got a beach. The community board asked for a beach front access with a walkway, which joins up the toilets and right along the front. And it would have car parking, so all of the visitors along the waterfront can see what's going on, including our start box at the end. This is one of the issues with the cruise boats. Once you do all this, you obscure all of the view from there and also make it very, very unsafe for the start box and people controlling the races. Yep. This is the cruise boat choices which we looked at. The one on the inner harbour, we looked at that, and the trouble is the cruise boats are getting bigger, and 350 feet will fit in there now, and they need to cut off that bit from the back of where we said boat safety suggests we have it. From there, it's got to get cut off. It's going to let a lot more waves into the inner harbour, which is going to cause a lot of issues with the Dampier Bay bit where they've got the moorings. So we feel that's not a good option. We then look at the option where the port company would like to have it out from Naval Point. And the 200-metre exclusive zone around the boat is a real issue because that means that whole area is under zone, and it's like air traffic control zone. The whole of that port area would probably come under the same category, and it would restrict access and virtually take away all our safe operations at the moment, our start line, our access to boats down the harbour if there's an accident. So we feel that that's not good. 30 buses plus all the support vehicles would cause absolute congestion in that area, which is not geared for it. We've suggested go over on Cash and Key where they used to have it. They've got railway lines there. Last year they put one through, after my suggestion, through the tunnel, and they took passengers away to Arthur's Pass, and they found it worked really, really well. So rail tracks are already in the inner harbour there, and they could cope with that, and they've organised it before, and it worked really, really well. We think it's no good criticising what our lawyers said. The best option is to make some suggestions what we think is the best option, and we would hope that the Christchurch City Council take it on seriously as well. There's also major concern about that one narrow road with access to, and we've actually attached onto it the other information we've got, which the submission to the Littleton Port Recovery Plan, which has got all the details why we don't support it. Thank you very much. You've done a really good job.
Great. So you've submitted on the Littleton Recovery Plan?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are issues obviously in the two different processes. The long-term plan isn't focused on the district plan component, which the Littleton Recovery Plan has taken over from. And I think we've heard not only from your group but also from the others last week, as you said. And I think we've got a very clear understanding of what the issues are. So,
well, I've been a launch warden for Environment Canterbury for over 20 years, and safety concerns around the harbour area is a real concern. You've got kayaks, you've got all sorts of things, and once you extend that exclusive zone right up to there, it's going to make it impossible for the community to...
yeah, but we're not imposing any zone. You know, that's what I'm saying is that there is a different process that's going on.
Yeah, we know that, but we wanted to make you aware because Christchurch City Council is also tied up with Christchurch City Holdings, and we just need to make sure that everybody's aware that we are concerned, because that affects all of the things.
I know, and we hear you, absolutely. We do understand the issues, and just to say from the other perspective that when I was running for mayor, I went down there with the head of the Port of Littleton, Peter Davey. He took me there, he showed me, and he said, you know, here is a potential jewel in the crown of the city, and it's been laid to waste. So the head of our port company is absolutely understanding where you're coming from as well.
And we've got support from ECAN as well, I think, as well.
Yeah, no, ECAN doesn't want the same berth, no.
Yeah, but 1.9 million that was put aside from when the Banks Peninsula and Christchurch City Council took over, that seems to have got lost, and we've asked a few questions that hasn't been able to be found. Do you know what's happened to that?
No, I've been looking for a lot of money that we thought was on the budget as well, and there's a missing 400 million from the last long-term plan, which was only 3 years and unaudited, and we'll never find that. So, I mean, I take on board what you're saying, and perhaps if you could make a note to...
That was on the 24th of February 2006, I think, final meeting.
There were a lot of promises made between Banks Peninsula and Christchurch City over that amalgamation, which I'm finding out about. But no, thank you for that, and we certainly take those thoughts on board. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now, could we have